Hello guys and welcome back to today's video. In this video I'm going to try and win a race that is 3 laps, but I'm going to put off the first lap to put on wet tires in entirely dry conditions. Luckily it's against 0% AI, so it's going to be a tad easier, but you'll see on this first lap I'm pushing as hard as I physically can to build up a big gap, to be able to come out reasonably deep into the pack and not entirely at the back. I'm using my battery as much as I possibly can. I've already set my tires to wet, so there won't be any waiting in the pits. You'll see me pretty much trying to put in a qualifying lap here on this opening lap, just to make up as much time as possible, especially considering that it is quite a long track, but also the pits is long, and there will be quite a bit of time wasted to fit those wet tires. I was quite excited to do this challenge. The wet tires do overheat very quickly in dry conditions, but it's also 3 laps, so it doesn't have a lot of time to overheat, which kind of made me hopeful. As you can see, I made a little mistake there and I wasn't quite happy with myself. Standard, high expectations, I kind of like it. Yeah, my battery, as you can see here, is pretty much drained. Used all of it to build up a big as much gap. The gap sadly cannot be seen on the top left because I was stupid enough to put my camera there. But at this moment in time, I'm about 11 seconds ahead, which is decent, I guess. But at this point in time, I wasn't quite sure how good it would be. As we go into the pits, you can see the wet tires going on, and the moment this went on I was quite excited, not considering everything going on. 0% I was quite confident, but also I didn't know what to expect at all. So let's see, I come out right behind, I think, Lewis. Yep. And I'm in 6th position, which is better than I expected, but also I didn't know what to expect at all. You'll see me going up a rouge here, downshifting twice. I mean, normally in dry conditions you wouldn't downshift at all, you'd do it in 8th gear. But yeah, I'm using the battery already, trying to get past Lewis. But as soon as I brake, I was just keeping my eye on these tire temperatures in the bottom right. You'll see that the inner tire started to struggle later on in the race, but for now I was just focusing on the outer layer of the tire, and the heat that was produced came entirely off of putting the weight on a certain side of the car. You'll see as I go through this next corner, it's quite a high speed corner, so a lot of pressure is put on the front right, and you can immediately feel the grip drop off. It is very difficult to actually then keep the car straight. I drive very tentatively, as you'll see, pretty much for the entirety of my stint on the wet tires. Luckily the tire temps come down quite quickly as well. As soon as you not turning, the tires go back to pretty much cold, really, into the 70, 75 degree range, which is fine. Yeah, this corner, once again, you'll take it in 8th gear every single time in normal dry conditions, probably even in wet. But at this moment in time, I was just unsure what to expect from these tires, so I just downshifted to 7th, just giving Science a little bump, making sure he knows I'm there. You can see a little cheeky smile as well from myself. I was quite tempted to go down the inside here, but I was very unsure if Science would be able to catch me in the DRS zone after a rouge, because I know I have to down gear twice, as you'll see here again. It feels so bizarre to actually downshift up there, but to save the heat and the overheating, really, I decided to rather do that. Going in here, you'll see me be very tentative. Yeah, as you can see, I spun out, so I decided to rather reset, flashback, In the next videos I'm going to actually try to do it without a flashback, I won't lie, but for this one I actually had to. At this moment in time my lead's quite safe, but also if I make a small mistake, it is under risk. It's not as big as I would have wanted it to be. The temperatures is something I kept my eye on all the way through. Didn't try at any curbs, didn't try to put any temperature into the front tires especially. But as you can see at the moment, the inner tire started to gain considerable heat and it actually made it very difficult to drive. At this moment in time, as you'll see on my face cam, I was quite confident, I was quite chuffed, thinking I've won the race. All of a sudden, the heat was just ridiculous and couldn't keep it on the track at all. So it was quite interesting. Luckily I kept it straight, didn't spin around or anything, and yeah, final corner. We got the win, 3 laps, but it was a lot more difficult than I expected. And a little cheeky 360 to end it off as well. It was a lot of fun to make this video actually. I'm going to continue doing it on every track they drive in, or every country they drive in on the weekend, and I'll post it in the week before. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I certainly love making it. So yeah, have a lovely day and I'll see you in the next one.
Well, Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today, but what set them apart from the rest?
Well, they certainly stood out